Hello everybody, my name is Marlo. Today I'm going to show you how to build this ultimate tower base that has everything you could need in your survival world. First things first, here is your items list for the build. So all of these blocks are what goes into constructing this tower, which mainly consists of spruce and oak wood, as well as a little bit of cobble and stone brick over here, and then the rest are just the miscellaneous items that we're going to use, as well as everything that is going to go on the inside of the build. Now, a couple of things to mention before we move on. These 12 cornflowers here just represent any type of flower or bush or sapling that can be put inside of a flower pot or planted on some grass. So just get 12 flowers in total, and then these seeds along here, if you don't want wheat outside of your tower and maybe would prefer carrots, then get carrots instead, or potato or beetroot. You probably get the idea. The very first thing we are going to do is mark the center of where you want your tower to be. I am using this torch here, as you can see, and you just want to make sure that you're able to go out by at least 9 blocks in every direction, as that is roughly the size that the tower and the crop field at the bottom take up. So once you've got that location marked, we can then go out 2 blocks diagonally each way from this torch. So leave that one, and then there's the second, and then we can place an oak log on the third. So 1, 2, and 3, and same again for the final side. So you should see there should be 5 blocks in between each of these logs. And then once you've got all of those in place, you can then put a cobblestone wall on both of the outside blocks of the logs you've just placed down. Before we start planting in all of the seeds, we of course need to place down some water so we're able to hydrate the soil. And what we're going to do on this is each of the 4 corners, leave this block here next to the cobblestone walls and come out 1 diagonally, and that is going to be a water source. We'll do the same on the other 3 corners, just like that. And now you need to decide on which one of these 4 sides is going to be your entranceway. Mine is going to go on this one, so we actually need to leave that empty. But for the other 3 sides, we just want to come to the center of these 2 holes here. As you can see, should have 4 blocks in between both of them, and we can do the same for the other 2 sides as well. And that is where your water sources are going to be. So for these, we actually want to place a jack-o'-lantern or some other lighting source at the bottom of them, and then put the water bucket on top, and then a spruce trapdoor once again, and it shall waterlog it. So do that for all of the other holes. And you should have something looking like this. So now we're going to plant down all of our seeds. All of these smooth stone blocks that have been laid out on the floor here are in the same shape as where all of the farmland is going to go, so that it's nice and easy for you guys to count up and see how big of an area you need to till. So we can go ahead and get rid of all of those blocks, till all of the farmland, and plant the seeds on top. Now that we have all of our farmland planted down, we can get started on the tower itself, and we're going to begin with all of the 4 corners here, which are identical. So I'll just show you how to do one, and you can copy them on over. So the first thing is to grab our oak logs, and we want to make a 12 high pillar. So we've already got one on the ground there, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a spruce slab to go on top. Coming back down to the bottom here, we want to have 3 spruce fences on top of our cobblestone walls, with another wall on top of them. 2 horizontal oak logs facing outwards with a button on the face of them, and 2 spruce stairs on top. So we have this at the moment. The next step is to grab your stripped spruce log and come up to the top of this pillar here, but 1 block down, and actually place 2 temporary blocks right there. Doesn't have to be stripped spruce wood, obviously, any will do. And on top of both of these, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stripped spruce logs. We can go ahead and get rid of the temporary ones, and then we're going to have 2 spruce stairs facing inwards, just like that. And then we can come around to the back here, temporary block, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and get rid of that one right there. And that is one of the corners all done. Now you can copy it on over 3 more times. For the most part, this tower is identical on all 4 sides, except from the very bottom level here, which is what we're going to work on now. Not before we have some horizontal oak logs going all the way around on all 4 sides. That is on the same level as the oak logs that just jut out ever so slightly there, so that is 5 on all 4 sides. And then we can get our spruce stairs and slabs, and we're going to have 3 stairs upside down with 2 slabs in the middle, and we can do that 3 more times. Just like so. And now we're going to come to the front of our tower, There's a squid dying over there. Rest in peace, little fella. But now we're going to come to the front of the tower where we have our line through the crop fields, and we're going to have 2 cobblestone stairs facing inwards with 3 in the middle, and it should wrap around very nicely just like that. We can then have a cobblestone square going all the way around, which will eventually end up leaving us a nice 3x3 gap in the middle, where in the very center we can have our spruce door, a block either side and then 1 on top, and then we'll just grab our cobblestone stairs, come around to the front here where we can have a normal stair with an upside down above it, and same again on the other side of the door as some very tiny windows. For this next part of the build, we're going to swing round to the back and actually step on inside, and on these 3 blocks right here have some furnaces, so that's 1 away diagonally from that oak log. That will make sense once we start doing the interior, don't you worry, but we're going to have some grass blocks in front with some spruce trapdoors on either side to make a nice little flower bed, and then of course we can put some of our flowers on top just like that. And then next to the furnaces here we can have a line of cobblestone going up and wrapping around and connecting back up to the other side just like that, and then a line in the middle here, and then we'll step outside for this next part. 2 upside down cobblestone stairs with an iron bar in these 2 gaps right here. For the final 2 sides, it's nice and simple. We are once again going to step inside and place 3 furnaces with a line of cobblestone along the top, and then coming outside 1, 2, 3 upside down cobblestone, and the rest can be filled in with iron bars. And once again, we're just going to have a nice little flower bed outside using some grass blocks and spruce trapdoors with some pretty flowers on top. So you can copy this round to the final side. Once you've got the very bottom level done, you can then grab all of these spruce blocks you can see and come up to this oak log right here. So 1 down from the top one, where we can have an upside down spruce stair, and on the front of that one, a spruce trapdoor with another trapdoor on top of the stair we've just placed down. We're then going to have a slab on top of that trapdoor with a full block next to that with a spruce stair. So we have something like this that we can copy round to the other 4 sides. And once you've got all of that done, we simply want to have a slab on the bottom of these 2 upside down stairs on all 4 of the corners, just like that. For the next 3 levels here, we're just going to do one side and copy them on over afterwards because they are all completely identical. So for this one, below our little roof segment we've just built here, we're going to have a stripped oak log on these 3 spots right here and bring them up by 4 more for a total of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and same again over here. We're then going to come around to the front and place 2 oak stairs on the bottom and 2 oak stairs on the top, and then fill in the remaining spots with some glass panes. Up here next to the spruce stair we already have placed down, we can have a spruce slab with another stair in the middle. Then we can grab our stripped oak logs and have 3 at the bottom with 4 more on top on either of the 2 sides, so it connects up to the slab we've just placed down. Stair at the bottom, upside down stair at the top with 2 glass panes in the center, and either side of those we're going to have some spruce trapdoors as some nice shutters. At the very top level here, on the bottom of these stripped spruce logs, we can have 3 more horizontally connecting up from one side to the other, and the same again at the top level, leaving us with this 3x3 gap to do some more block placing, where we can have 1, 2, 3 stripped spruce logs in the center, 2 stairs at the bottom, 2 stairs at the top, and 2 oak trapdoors in the middle as some windows. And then that right there is one of the sides all done. You can copy on over what we've just built here to the other 3 sides. Now time to start work on the very top point of the tower. So on the corner block here of this stripped spruce log, we're going to have a stair facing outwards on each side, just like that. So we'll have that 8 times for all 4 of the corners, and then we can have 3 slabs in the middle wrapping all the way around, just like so. Made a couple of mistakes there, let me just correct those. So we should have a nice little platform going all the way around, and on the corners again we can have a trap door of the spruce variety, on each of those with a shroom light on top. Do make sure you're holding crouch or shift so you don't actually open the trapdoor, and you can place them on top. But on top of those shroom lights, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 oak logs on all 4 of those as our pillar points to hold up the roof, which we'll get to in just a little bit. What we're going to do for each of the sides here on these shroom lights is actually have an upside down stair facing outwards, so we have this little corner showing through, and do the same on the opposite side, and then we can have a stair next to those so that they wrap around nicely like that, with 3 slabs in the middle. And then along here we're going to have 7 oak fences, so we can do what we've just done there but for the other 3 sides as well. So at the moment you should have a platform that looks like this, and up here is actually where your bed is going to go, which looks a bit open and empty at the moment, but we'll sort all of that out when we start work on the interior. So what we're going to do now is actually the roof. So to begin with, on this top pillar block here, we're going to have an upside down stone brick stair, and then 2 full blocks on top of those, stair facing inwards on top of them, upside down stair on the back of the stair we've just placed, full block, stair again, and you guys can probably see where we're going with this, but I'll continue nonetheless. Upside down stairs, so we've got this at the moment, another full block, another 2 stairs with an upside down one in the middle, 1 on top, and then 1 upside down one here. So we have this roof outline, which we can then copy round to the other 3 sides. Once you've got all of the outlines done, you're then going to face the front of your house and come up to this upside down stair right here, and have a regular one on the back with a stone brick slab just below. Same again on this side, and we're going to do the same over here. So make sure you're facing the same way as this stair and not facing it this way. Just a tiny little detail that will make it look minutely better, but every little detail helps. So we have that at the moment, and then we're going to swing round to the top part here, and on the back of all of these stairs here we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the final 1, 2, and 3 with a full block in the middle, and that is the finished outline of the roof all done. Now we can fill it in. Now this part is very simple. Whenever we have a stone brick stair, we want a spruce stair on the same level, full stone brick block, full spruce block on the same level, and so on until we reach the very top. So 2 more spruce planks, and then a line of stairs at the very top, and you guessed it, same again on the other 3 sides. The final piece of exterior work begins on this bottom stone brick block right here, where we just want a temporary block beside it with an upside down stone brick stair, and then we can replace the temp block with a slab just like that, and do the same on the other side over here. And then in the center we just want 2 slabs stacked on top of one another like this, and then we can step inside with our oak slabs and place 2 on the top part of these oak pillar blocks here, and then we want 1, 2, 3 stairs in the middle. Next up, grab your stripped oak logs and have 3 of those on top of the slabs we've just placed down. Change over to the stripped spruce logs, where we want 4 of those until we reach the roof blocks right there, and then we're actually going to step outside, have a stripped oak log, oak stair, spruce fence, oak stair again, and then the final one can be a stripped oak log, so we can copy that over to the other 3 sides yet again. So that, everybody, is the exterior of your tower all done. We're now going to head inside and start work on the interior. But before we do, a quick tip: if you would like to add some texture variation into your cobblestone at the bottom and the stone bricks at the top, feel free to do that. I'm not going to, for simplicity's sakes, but it can make your build look a little bit better if you want to. The first floor on the bottom level, as you may have guessed, is going to be your furnace room, where you do all of your smelting. So the first thing is to actually get rid of these 2 cobblestone blocks and replace them with some furnaces. You can have a cobblestone stair leading up to your doorway, so you can access that nice and easy. And then go ahead and get rid of all of the grass blocks on the floor. Have a smoker in all 4 of the corners, and then the rest of the blocks on the floor can become blast furnaces. So that should be plenty of smelting options. And then on this top cobblestone block, we're going to have a chain with a lantern below. That looks a little bit weird. We're going to remedy that when we get up to the second floor, which we can access using these ladders. This is going to be your storage room, and the first thing to do is place a strip spruce log facing upwards in all 4 corners and connect them up with 3 horizontal ones on all 4 sides, just like that. On the side where our lantern is dangling, we're going to have 3 spruce stairs and then have 2 on each of the sides with a slab in the middle. So the ceiling to the furnace room looks like this. Our lantern now has some sort of support. And then on either side, on these 2 blocks right here, we can have a stone cutter and crafting bench. Those were the wrong way around, but we're going to fill the rest of the room up with some chests. They might be a little bit difficult to place at first, but that is 20 in total if I'm able to count. Hopefully I can, and we're just going to put some item frames on the front of all of those so you can label what's inside of your storage. You can still access it nice and easily, but then we're just going to, next to this oak stair, as seen from the outside, we're going to have a chain on either side with a lantern dangling down below. Once again, we'll head up to the second floor and remedy that. So we actually want to grab some ladders and build them all the way up until that block right there for now. Actually, go ahead and bring them up by 2 more until you get to the bottom of this window. And on the top of these chain blocks here, we're just going to have some strip spruce logs going all the way across on either side. And as for the center, we're actually only going to have 1, 2, and 3 and stop right there with a spruce stair on the front of that one. And then we're just going to fill the rest in with some spruce slabs to get a nice level floor to start work on the next room. As you can see, that is what the ceiling is looking like. But let's head up here, and you see the bottom of these strip spruce logs. We're just going to simply bring them all the way down until we reach the floor on all 4 corners, which should give us a nice room to build the enchanting table, which of course is going to need bookshelves, but not before some light. So we're going to have a chain with a lantern down below. This base, by the way, with the lighting situation I've done, is fully lit up where you don't have to worry about mob spawning. So do bear that in mind and try and follow the lighting as I've done in the tutorial here. But grab your bookshelves and just make a bit of a U shape right there and actually get rid of those 2 strip spruce logs and replace them with some bookshelves. Try not to fall down the ladder as you build this, but then have 3 either side to get 15 bookshelves in total, so you're able to get full 30 levels. On these 2 blocks right here, we can have a chest either side for some storage, and then you can just place an anvil next to the window. Next up, grab your spruce trapdoor and actually step inside of this glass pane here and have 2 trapdoors just like that and flick them downwards. Climb on round and have your ladder, which is going to lead up to the second floor, which, as you can see, you can jump on across and actually do that. But the final touch is to have our grindstone in that little spot right there. That would not be true actually. The final touch is to add in 2 flower pots with some flowers inside just above those bookshelves there. For the next level on up, we're just going to wrap around some spruce stairs like we've done on the previous floors with a slab in the middle, so we can easily climb up our ladder to get to this floor where we can have another ladder just to make it a little bit easier to get down again. And then we're going to have a crafting bench, a barrel, a fletching table, a loom, a cartographer's table, and then a smithing table. And on top of some of those blocks, we can have a flower pot with a flower inside on top of the crafting bench, 2 brewing stands on the loom and fletching table, and then a lantern on the smithing table here. Next to our cartography table and smithing table, we can have 4 ladders leading up to the very top floor, where we actually want to get some spruce trapdoors and place 6 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that if we flip them downwards, we're actually able to place some ladders on top. Just like that. So make sure you place them how I've done on top of this block right here. So the next step is to once again wrap around some oak stairs, this time with a slab in the middle. Our bed is going to go right there on that spot, and then we're just going to simply cover all of the sides up in signs. Now you don't necessarily have to do that. Some of you may not like the look of this all that much, but I think it looks pretty good like that. Kind of closes you in a little bit. And then on these 3 sides right here, we're going to have a barrel in the middle with a chest either side. So barrel and 2 chests on all 3 of these sides. But round the back here, we're going to have an ender chest, or sorry, an ender chest either side, and then a lodestone in the middle. You can then go ahead and cover up all of your shroom lights in all 4 corners with some spruce trapdoors, unless of course you prefer them without the trapdoors, but I personally quite like how this looks right here. And now what we can do is actually go backwards up the ladder until we reach the very top, and you can see on the left and the right hand side there is a nice 3 gap here just beside the fence where we can put some obsidian down, 3 more at the top, and then we're just going to have a tent block there with 3 more at the bottom for our portal, which will light at the very end because it is quite noisy and you shouldn't be able to hear it except from when you go into bed up here, so it will mostly be away from the base entirely. And then we can also grab some spruce stairs and have 2 either side just like that, and we're going to hop down for this next part because in each of these corners here at the top of this oak stair we're going to have a spruce slab going all the way around, and then we're going to have 3 slabs that side, 2 slabs on both of these sides, and then 3 more over here, just like that. All that's really left to do is just neaten up our portal room at the very top there. So to begin with, we can grab our spruce trapdoors, cover up the obsidian because we don't really want that on show, have 3 more in front of it, and then 2 here either side, but of course leaving 1 in the gap so we can actually climb our ladder all the way up. And then we're actually gonna try and light this area up a little bit because it's pretty dark at the moment. So on this stripped oak log, we're gonna have a line going all the way across, and on that center block right there, we can have our lantern, and then just 2 more here to connect it up to the beam we've just placed down. On this block right here, we can have 3 stripped oak logs connecting to that plank right there, and at the top here, we're just going to cover it up, not there, on these 3 blocks right here, with some spruce stairs wrapping all the way around. So that right there looks pretty neat. We just want to bring this area forward a little bit. So we're going to have 1, 2, and 3 stripped oak logs, with 1 stair at the bottom and 1 stair at the top. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it all done. The final thing to do, of course, is to light the portal. So that's, everybody, is the ultimate survival tower base fully complete. I really hope you guys did enjoy this build. I had a ton of fun putting it together for you all. And if you want to see more builds like this on my channel, then you can always subscribe. It's completely free to do so. You don't have to pay a single penny. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.